It is July 1st, a brand new month, a brand new 6-month period too. So we're going to take a look at all the charts from a monthly perspective, even a 6-monthly perspective. I'm going to ask you a question about gold, silver, or platinum. Which one do you think is the less overheated? Which one do you think of the three that you would invest in today as a first time stacker or investor or trader, if you will? We're going to look at Bitcoin and crypto and all the other fun stuff that we do. If you're watching this on the replay, use the time codes below to go to your favorite part. But if you're watching live, dang, you get to enjoy every single thing we do here at Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main, going out live on X and on YouTube right now. But first, of course, you miss it when we don't go live. I still do it in the pre-recorded videos, but you really got to do it all together. Warm and fuzzy feeling. When we do the synchronized slurp, you grab a tasty beverage, I grab my tasty beverage. We slurp them synchronously together. It's not a warm beverage. It should be on a really cold day like this here in Melbourne, Australia. But anyway, slurp your beverage and let me know what you're slurping right now. It's the slurp heard around the world. Can I say the word slurp anymore before you get annoyed and you go, hurry up, Joe? Okay, 3, 2, 1. Slurp. It's good to see you, funky people. I love your work. My name is Joe Main. I've been a stacker of precious metals since 2010. Silver mainly. Stacker of crypto since 2013. Everything, pretty much. And I've worked for 3 major gold and silver bullion dealers here in Australia over a bunch of years. As you know, I was a social media guy, did their YouTube channels. You know all that. You know me. I know you. I probably served a bunch of you. So let's get into some quick stuff of the day. Very quickly, though, I do want you to, if you wouldn't mind, please and thanks, as I really need you to do, and we'll get to some shout-outs, and then we'll get into our stuff of the day. Can you do me a favor, though, and just head over to x.com/It's Joe Main. Why? I'd really love your presence over there. 3,718 followers. And as you know, what I do every single morning, just as we start the live show, I do a little copy and paste here because what this helps me do is get trending as well. Mate, that came up perfect too. Fantastic. Can you follow me over at x.com/It's Joe Main, please and thanks. Let's get some shout outs out the way because it's been a hot minute since the last live show. I go live on Tuesdays and Thursdays, then do pre-records on the other days. Oh yeah. It's the time of the gathering, says Silver Ruger. Good to see you, my friend. Mark, GMS, cannot stay, waving as they pass by. Replay time, no worries. Keep Joe on the straight and narrow, guys. Never, ever. That's so strange. I've never heard you say this before. Niels Han Dynasty by Silver, Platinum, and Crystallized Osmium. Who knew? Metamint, GMS. Morning, Joe, says Jason Ashworth. Morning, Jason. It's good to see you. I love how we have that thing every time. Morning, Stackers. G'day, folks, says Hazza. Mon, says GMS2. That is absolutely fantastic to see. We'll get some more people coming in pretty soon. We need Chat Mum. Where's Chat Mum? What is crystallized osmium and why? I've been meaning to get the correct person to come in and talk about, and we've got to do it. So I'll reply to the emails and we'll get someone on to talk about crystallized osmium. We've gone through it a little bit before, but I'll get the right person on to have a proper talk. We'll do an interview and all that kind of stuff. But it is an investable thing, crystallized osmium. Yes. Jason Rosana, good to see you, my friend. What else do you need to know for the moment? Did you know, of course, the show is brought to you by Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com, and Stormrake, stormrake.com, your full service cryptocurrency brokerage. Let me know in the comments right now how you're feeling. How was your weekend? Etc. Are you doing really well? You're not having a good day? Also want to know about that too. I'm just going to get one thing up right here so that later on I can hit you with it and I don't have to faff around later. There we go. That is absolutely perfect. And you can't even see it. I'm also going to move this because I've got a secret reveal as well. I've got to reveal something. It's all getting revealed here. Beautiful. Get rid of you? Yeah, I'll get rid of you. No, I don't want to get rid of you. I want to get rid of you. Final comments and then we'll get into the stuff of the day. Mon said, finally made it to a live. Yes, congratulations. Welcome back again. Had terrible thingo. Oh, did you? For 2 weeks. so haven't been working and getting up in time to watch. Wow, it sounds like it's really knocked you on your butt. Dennis McManus, I love that name. Hey diddly howdy. That's so Ned Flanders of you. That's funny. And Pete Repeat is here as well. All right, let's get into the stuff of the day, shall we? I'm going to, let's see. Yeah, I'll post that and that and that. Yeah, cool. All right, let's share the scran, brah. Are you ready? Good. Let's do it. So I'll do this one to start with. Nope, I won't do that one. That's not the one I wanted. Excuse me 1 second. Dang it. Okay. Alrighty. This is the one I wanted. Close enough for jazz. This is the Gold and Silver Stackers Australia forum. It says, GMS, which one are you more likely to buy today as a first-time stacker? Yes, dollar cost averaging is the way, but curious to know which you guys feel is the lesser overheated metal based on these charts. And these charts happen to be, we're talking about the gold chart on the monthly time frame. Okay, here's the silver chart on the monthly time frame, and we have the platinum chart on the monthly time frame. Let me know below which chart, again, if you are a brand new stacker right now, which would you buy for the first time today based on 2 days chart, the start of this new month and the start of a new 6-month period. Which one is it going to be? Let me show you on the over here. So here's the gold chart. Okay, gold on the monthly. Look at everything that you need to look at. I'll give you about 5 seconds to look at that one. Cool. So there's gold. Again, monthly chart. Each candle is 1 month's worth of time. Cool. Here is silver. Silver is 1 month's worth of time. Okay, and I'll take it back a little bit as well. I'll take it back a bit. Well, I don't know. Let me take you back to 1980, for example. That's the monthly chart for silver. And this is platinum as of right now. Cool. Which one would you buy as a first-time stacker, investor, trader today? You haven't never bought before. You've got your dry powder, and you're ready to go. I'm going to buy one of these three. Which one are you buying? Okay, let me know in the comments right now, and I'll get those up, and then we'll talk about it. Let's see. Well, Jason Ashworth says silver. Yeah, why? I'm not saying you're wrong, but I always wonder, why is that? Tell me the reason why. Gerald Draper also says silver. Okay. What is that? What is that reason? Tell me the reasons why. And I'll go through. Let's go back to here. I'll get rid of this for you. Pete Repeat says also silver. Okay. Looks like silver is the winner at the moment. Good to know. Interesting. Out of those three. Cool. Well, let's do gold, silver, platinum analysis, and then I'll come back to what I would potentially be looking at myself. Cool. So let's start off. Here is gold on the monthly time frame, priced in USD, $3,310 US. We've had a big move. We've had big moves. Okay. It does look to me to be the most overheated of the three precious metals of gold, silver, and platinum. Cool. We've had a massive run. Here's the run through when we broke through that $2,000, $2,100 mark. And we've just had basically, apart from a couple of red months, it's just been go, 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 go time. If you move in here, you can see we've had 1, 2, 3 spikes, one of which went to a new all-time high. The second spike didn't go to a new all-time high. The third spike went above the previous one, but did not make a new all-time high. And we've kind of centered around every time. So there's the big spikes in the upward direction. What do we say about big spikes in the upward direction? I don't like those preferably because I like them in the opposite direction. Big spikes going down, great, because it says buyers are more in control of the market. It just says here that sellers are more in control of the market, okay, at the moment. Okay, and so you can see that the momentum seems to be waning. Now, can it occur where, look, in this month, can you just have a third one and it does that? Absolutely, that can happen for sure. On balance of probability, I'm going to suggest probably not, and more likely you are going to see the start of maybe some red months coming. Now, I could be completely wrong on that. It's just, again, on balance of probability, after 3 spikes like that, you're more likely to see at least one red month. How low it goes, I don't know, but let's take it into the weekly. And you can see on the monthly time frame already, we're in extremely overvalued. So look at the relative strength index. This indicates very, very overvalued in that time period. Okay. If I show you on the weekly, we are, yeah, again, you can go higher, sure, but we, let's show you on the daily time frame, we did break down below. As I showed you on the daily, we broke down below that symmetrical triangle pattern. So this and this, so we did finally break down. We did come up to that area that I was talking about that we wanted to hold. Where are we? Is it that one? Yes, and it was this one here where I said no lower than here, please. Right there. So we found that double bottom. Look, that's good to start, but it needs to crack above back into this area right here, and it has to get back above 3,375 US dollars in order for me to say, oh, okay, no, onwards and upwards, quite likely we go. Until we're through this zone right here, no. And particularly while we're below this uptrend line, not yet. Okay, so I'm on balance of probably more than a 50% chance I'm expecting lower prices for gold until the data tells me otherwise. And if it does this, I'll completely change my mind because that's what the data's doing. Cool. But yeah, at the moment, bias is to the downside for gold. It does feel like the most overheated of those 3 precious metals that I talked about. That's gold. Let's take a look at platinum. Now, normally I would go to silver, but we'll go to platinum. Here's platinum on the monthly time frame, priced in USD. Oof, love it. 1,363 US dollars. What an amazing time we've had for platinum. I did a video yesterday called Platinum Pausing But Glory Awaits. I do absolutely believe that. Again, the question is, what would you buy today for the first time as a first-time stacker? Never invested in precious metals before. Cool. So what we notice here, that's obviously the high of 2008, the low of March of 2020, and we've come up to that 0.5 Fibonacci that we've talked about. That's the trapped money area there. That's where people who got in here and then got disillusioned, some people have been taking some profit. Well, breaking even again around here. They've been sick of it since, wow, there's probably wouldn't be that many left from 2013, you'd imagine, but some people, but it's definitely an area of resistance there, and it's shown an area of resistance. Nothing's telling me 100% that we go much further down from here, but it does look, it's more overheated, I'd say, than one of the other precious metals, right? Because if you have a look at the relative strength index, we're starting to get into extremely overvalued. On the flip side of that, many people would say, oh, mate, once you start just getting into extremely overvalued on a key time frame like a monthly, mate, it can spend a long time there. It's actually the start of something bigger. That's actually a really good point. So it's just, again, what would you buy for the first time today? Because what you've seen here, this is broken out of this downtrend line. So I'm not saying don't buy platinum. I'm just asking the question, what would you buy for the first time today? Okay. We broke out of here, and since we broke out of there, we've had, out of that sort of accumulation range, it has been, call it from there, a 40% move. That's pretty darn good. Okay, 40% move. Now, I think it's going way higher. We're getting to new all-time highs in platinum, no problem. We'll talk about what those highs could be later on down the track. Hit the subscribe button, follow me, all that stuff to stay updated. So it's got a long way to go. Again, just the question is, today, what would you buy? Okay, let's take a look at silver. Now, so that's platinum. Oh, look, I'll stay on platinum for a minute. If we are going to go lower, we have been talking about if you were looking to potentially load up. I did this yesterday in the video. I said somewhere between 1,280 down to 1,190 would be an area of expected support if we do continue down. That's based on this low and this high. However, if you're going to use the weekly time frame, then you'd more likely take it from here and here. If we're going to see, if gold, just like gold, if gold is going to, which I think it will, have a bit of a pause here, if platinum has a bit more of a pause here, similar to gold, because look at that big spike right there. Then you could take it from this low and this high. So let me give you that as well. So that's actually anywhere between the 0.618 and the 0.382. And interestingly, oh, that's interesting. That actually lines up exactly. The 0.382 lines up with that big 0.3. So 0.382 level here from the old high, the all-time highs and the old lows of the March 2020, and it matches up perfect with this low and this high, and that's at the 0.382. Same thing. Okay, so 382 and 382 in exact convergence, and that's at $1,230 mark. Okay, so that's a good potential. Okay, that's an area I would really highly look at loading up some. Okay, not financial advice, blah blah blah. But if you do tick over here and we don't have more weeks of higher, if it does tick over here, watch there. Big one. That would be very bullish too, to bounce off that. So confluence with a larger Fibonacci and confluence with this low and this high on the weekly time frame. Big level. And if it bounces off there, does something like that, that is ultra bullish. Okay. And I'd actually favor out of here, here, and here, out of this support zone, I would favor here, 1,220, 1,230. Do you wait for the perfect opportunity to go, oh no, it's definitely, could go lower to 1,100, back to where it broke out at? It could, but it might not. And yeah, so that's the one. 1,220, 1,230 is the big one to watch out for. If we get down there, I'd be personally cool. That's platinum. Now let's take a look at silver. Silver on the monthly time frame. Let me pull it out for you. Obviously, the big cup and handle thing that we're talking about, 1980, 2011, massive cup, massive handle. Which one out of those three would you buy today? Okay, I'll just zoom in for you. And we'll get rid of this for the moment. Let's just look at that. So out of the three, which would you buy? It does seem to be, out of these three, the least overheated. So if you have been saying silver, it looks like the least overheated of the three. So what would I buy out of these three? Platinum, gold, and silver today as a first-time stacker. Out of those three, I'd be buying silver. So the answer was correct in terms of what I would do. I like it. Again, I just think it has, based on today, platinum's been up 40%, gold's been up ages. Silver has been going up, but look at the staircase, the stair step. It hasn't had one of those, except it did it back here. So that was back in July. Oh, that was during the COVID low. So during March to August of 2020, that's the last time it's had like a proper God candle, like one of those big ones. That like you've seen platinum just do recently. It hasn't had one of those recently. So out of those three, I think it is the one that has the most upside, at least in the next month or so. Okay. Now, I could be wrong. Platinum could just absolutely sail through. But if I was buying for the first time today, out of those three, I'd be buying silver. Okay. Silver on the daily time frame. And I've got, is it that one? Yeah, it's that one. It's from this low and this high. Yeah, we're still bouncing off and still doing it. Still bouncing off the 0.302, not even hitting it. That's fantastic. We're remaining above this uptrend line perfectly. See there, and there. So it bounced off perfectly. And so far, we're looking really good. And I did say to all of you, as if we break through here, and that's at $36.90. If you can break through there, that is chef's kiss gold, and then we'll be onwards and upwards from there. So for me, out of those three, silver is the less overheated. It is the one I would choose personally out of those three. There's always a trick coming. And we'll take an objective look at the following. And it's like, do you remember that video, the most popular video I've ever created, which has had nearly 1 million views on YouTube, is the one that I created for Bullion Now, which was the fake versus real Perth Mint gold bars, how to spot the difference. It's had nearly 1 million views, and we started off with I started off the video with which of these bars is the fake one? Is it this one on the left or this one on the right? And we did a bit of back and forthing. And then we said, psych, both of them are fake. So I'm psyching you out here because let's take a look at another one that might possibly, and I'm going to investigate it right now, might possibly even be better. Now, it's a little bit in terms of now physical precious metals, I would say probably silver, but let's take a look at good old Dr. Copper right here. Let's take a look at copper on the monthly time frame, priced in US dollars, $5.10 US cents. Okay, is it harder to stack physical copper? Yes, it is. I mean, some bullion dealers do sell it. The premiums are generally higher, okay, than getting into silver. So I will say, if I was stacking as a first-time stacker, I want to stack the physical precious metals between gold, silver, and platinum. I'd be saying silver at this day, right? July 1st, as of right now, based on the charts. If I was including copper in this, however, and I was happy to not stack it physically, so that's the kicker, right? Not stack it physically, unless it's just the premiums. You can stack it physically if you want, but maybe look at something like a copper ETF, or getting into maybe the copper miners, something like that. This is one I really want to watch out for. Gold's had its thing. Silver's going up as well. So people are excited about silver. People are really excited about platinum at the moment. And copper's just been like, I'm just doing my thing. I'm just breaking out of a massive accumulation range, or about to break out of it, since accumulation range since April of 2021. So here is copper. Okay, where are we? I just literally did whip it from Devo, not on purpose. Crack that whip. Let's see. So here's this general accumulation range. I'm going to put it there, maybe with an outlier here. You could do it there if you want to ask, or we'll do it there. Sure. So you can see how it has been in a massive accumulation range. All right. Tried once, no. Tried a second time, no. Tried a third time, spiked above, but no. And we did just close this month above there. Okay, so that's good. So where do we match? Okay, now look it. We actually have had the highest. All right, copper has had the highest monthly close ever since this particular chart, and this chart goes back to 1999, and I very much doubt, unless the historical charts can say that copper's been at a high, like more than $5 before, but I doubt it, because that would be $5, 1990s, 1980s $5, so I doubt it. So I'm going to say I think it's had the highest monthly close in history. Things go up and down, but it's looking really good for copper. Okay, if I give you, let's see, on the relative strength index as well, if you take it, it's kind of akin to silver. Let me show you silver. So look down here, look it down here. Ready? Show you silver. There's silver, almost exactly the same, right? Except now I will say, and this is, I'm looking at this probably for the first time. Silver has had its breakout moments though. So silver is actually, as you know, silver is the only asset in the entire world that's never beaten its 1980s price. Any asset that existed in 1980 that exists today has beaten its 1980 price, except for silver. It's the only one. So hasn't even broken all-time highs. Okay. However, just if we're talking about what I buy today, physical silver I would buy, okay, out of the physicals. But look, it did have its recent sort of breakout of an accumulation mode, okay, and then we're just starting the journey up. It could be said that copper, if you take again a look at the relative strength index is very much the same, but we haven't had that explosive moment yet. Okay, now I'd say the same for silver. We haven't had the explosive moment. We've done it for platinum. We've done it for gold. We haven't done it for silver, but look at copper as well, coming out of a massive accumulation zone. So I think maybe silver and copper could be the next to pop. Okay, watch copper here. If it breaks that $5.40 level, watch it potentially have a platinum-like kind of moment or a gold-like kind of moment very, very soon. So how would you get into copper? You can buy the physical. Again, you can buy copper ETFs. Give me 1 second. Let's go to Grok. Do I want Grok? Sure. Let's quickly ask Grok how to buy copper ETF. Copper ETF on US and Australian markets. So let's do that. How to buy copper ETF. Again, you can try and buy the physical, but it's just harder to come by and the premiums are more. Let's see, buying copper future. So you can buy copper futures on the US market. So that would be CPER. Okay. Copper mining ETF COPX is the miners index. Sprott copper miners. I don't want to do with physically backed. Okay. Sprott Physical Copper Trust, COP. And in Australia, miners. Oh, okay. ETP COP. Got it. So ETP COP. ETP COP. So if you want to buy copper, really? ETP COP. It's not going to give it to me? Nope. Doesn't want to on the ASX. Nope. Obviously I can't buy it. So let's go, we'll go COP as the Sprott. COP. No. ConocoPhillips. No. There's COPX. Give me 1 second. Futures. Copper futures. Okay. No. Stocks. Funds. COP. Okay, don't worry. Can't find it. Anyway, there's apparently a couple of ETFs that you can purchase which track the price of copper, so you could do that. You can buy the physical. It's just getting harder to come by. The premiums are more. I would really be watching out for copper here as well. So I do think silver, out of all the physical ones that you can buy easily, and the premiums aren't huge, silver is absolutely the one that I would buy today as a first-time stacker on July the 1st, 2025. However, I would highly look into copper at the same time, just probably not the physical. Okay, does that make sense? And where can we go to in copper? I mean, look, sky's the limit. We're almost in price discovery, haven't even gone into extremely overvalued for copper. You will find things like the copper miners will probably start to outperform copper. There's a couple of things I'll show you that I'm in for. There's one thing I'm in particularly for a copper play, but I'll show you COPX. You can buy this. This is on the New York Stock Exchange. So this is COPX, which is the Global Copper Miners ETF. Okay, so it's an index fund of the general copper miners. So you don't have to buy an individual copper miner. You just buy this, and then it will go up a little bit slower, but less volatile. But that might be good for you, mate. You're looking really good. Let me show you here if I get rid of that. Oh no, cool. So right there, okay, that low, we're coming up to the 0.786. So if you break the 0.786, and that's at $50 US, mate, we're moving onwards and upwards. And I would suggest that the areas you'd be looking for would be the 1.618 or the 2.618 as the first levels of resistance, and that's going to be at 90. That's at $95 US. And we're at $45 US right now. Okay, I guarantee you with a 95%, I'll give you a 95% guarantee that if we make a new all-time high and it just keeps going up and up, it's probably at least going to get up to $95, possibly more, okay, in a big commodity super cycle, but bare minimum I'd have to say $95, and that's a more than doubling from here. Okay, so copper miners index has a way to go. I'm also in something local right now called Carnaby. This is Carnaby Resources Limited. They are a gold, and you can't see down the bottom here. They've got a strong buy recommendation from TradingView. Carnaby Resources, which is CNB on the ASX, engages in the exploration of mineral properties. Its projects include the Greater Duchess Copper Cold project, Pilbara Gold, and lithium projects as well. Okay, so copper mainly and lithium. Okay, so I'm in this, okay, at the moment. So this is Carnaby Resources, CNB. I think I did a specific video on it. And then you've got an expected resistance zone here. When it clears through here, you're looking really good for potential all-time highs. Okay, so that is Carnaby Resources. That's what I'm in. So that's the precious metals thing at the moment. Give me 1 second. Let me see what everything has done. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. So Carnaby Resources has just opened. So the markets have just opened. Carnaby Resources is up 7.75% as of right now. So that's good news. Oh, silver miners are up a little bit. Okay, cool. Anyway, that is all that precious metals stuff. If you'd like to buy precious metals, which I know you do, you should be heading over to Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, the best bullion dealer in all of Australia, in my humble advice, humble non-financial advice opinion. You do you. For some people, it depends. So if you want to go in and talk to your local bullion dealer, well then, and you don't live in Perth, well then, go to your local bullion dealer as well. Sure. But if you're ready to purchase and you know what you want, and you go to perthbullion.com.au, they've got what you want, etc., then I'd highly suggest buying from them because they have great prices. Also, they do free shipping when you have 20 or more items in your shopping cart. They were the first bullion dealer in all of Australia to do that, and no other bullion dealer did it, and they were the first one to do it only last year. Can you believe no bullion dealer gave you free shipping? For like decades and decades and decades. And then these guys stepped up and went, that's doable. Like, why wouldn't you get free shipping if you have, buy over a certain amount? And it's not a dollar value, it's a quantity value. Though I love them. Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. And I will tell you right now, let me go back to here and we'll have a quick little chat. Let me give you a quick little chat. And we'll get to your comments and what you've talked about, your... look at that double bottom, says Sensei. Ooh, we'll look at that double bottom in just a second. I will give you a heads up. I did mention it in a video yesterday. I am now offering one-on-one consultations for precious metals investment. So I'll put a link below somewhere after the show to my Calendly link. Okay, so you just choose a day, choose a time, and then you can book a 45-minute session with me, and we'll go through. If you're a first-time investor as well, I love, as you know, I did this as part of my job working in 3 major bullion dealers. People would come in, and these were my favorite conversations to have. People would come in and say, "Oh, I've just heard about this gold and silver. I didn't even know you could buy physical precious metals." Like, I had so many people come in and say that, and I would do it was always a joy to go, hold on a second. I'd go out the back and get a little tray, put this coin, this bar, this thing, a bit of silver, a bit of gold, and I'd take out a kilo bar of gold from the safe and put it in my back pocket. And I'd walk out, look, here's your little range of this and this. You got silver bars and coins and gold. The 1 ounce sizes, your 1 grams. I talked about the pros and cons of buying smaller sizes versus larger sizes. And then at some point I go, well, hang on, thump, and just whack that on the floor. And their eyes would light up. Anyway, I digress. So I love talking to people about how to invest in precious metals for the first time. Okay, and I'm offering that service. Now, if you're a first-time investor and you're watching this, book a session with me. It will cost you money, of course, but the money that you save by not doing it wrong the first time, by doing it right the first time, you can literally save hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, depending on what you're looking to spend, etc. I'll tell you the pitfalls to watch out for. I will steer you in the right direction of the bullion dealers that I think are the good ones to deal with. So I'm offering one-on-one consultations. I'll put a link below somewhere. And if you're a seasoned stacker and you're like, Joe, we don't need to talk about it. We talk about it all day, every day on this live show and all that. That's fine. Suggest highly to your friends and family that they have a chat with someone who knows what they're talking about. If you're not busy and you don't want to do it yourself, send them to me. Anyway, let's go comments, etc., and then we'll do some Bitcoin and crypto. We'll take a look at a couple of my favorites as well. Hidden well on this thing. Here we go. Back into some comments. Good morning, all, says Sino. Good to see you, my friend. Got a lot of people watching and a lot of comments too to get through. Of course, I give favoritism to super chats. That always helps. So a lot of people were saying silver. Yes, they choose silver. Ben said platinum. Oh, he was the platinum one. Cool. Caroline said silver. Cool, fantastic. That big cup and handle. Gotta love that big cup and handle. And silver still hasn't hit all-time highs yet. Exactly. It is the one I would choose for the physical precious metals. Gold and platinum have been pumping, need to cool down for a bit. Yes, silver hasn't broken out fully. That's correct. You guys made all the correct, in my opinion, correct. Platinum, it looks like it woke up from the long hibernation. Yes. See, XVT, Ben thinks it's the most undervalued. He could be correct. And Ben Ferrugia, it's good to see you watching, my friend. I see your posts on Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. Platinum has traded, yes, correct. It has. Platinum's traded sideways for 7 years. You also have silver for the 45-year cup and handle formation as well. So both silver and platinum are looking amazing. It's just, what would I buy today, July 1st, based on what the precious metals did in the last month, in the last couple of months? So platinum's had its breakout move. Gold had a breakout move ages ago. Silver still hasn't done a decent God candle just yet. So out of those three, I do silver. Let's see. But I love platinum, is indeed. Yep, cool. You missed it. Chase it, yes, see? Chase a spike on platinum and you get your heart broken, like Lucy in the football, remember? Yeah, so it has had its spike. So I would be buying silver as a first-time investor today, but I'd also be buying some platinum as well for the longer term and a dollar cost average in. Cool, but that's why we talked about copper. Now I'll get to the copper comments. Anyone talk about copper? Let's see. Look at the fiat value versus the precious metals. Not the precious metals higher. The collapse has begun. Oh, you're saying it's more that the fiat, yeah, our fiat dollars are devaluing rather than, yes, I hear what you're saying. Hidden well on this controlled demolition. Neil says, I have 300 ounces of copper, coin and bar. Good on you, my friend. Swap fiat for hard assets, mate. All agreed with that. Let's see. What is the best moving average to compare PM prices to? I don't really use moving averages, Cajun. Thanks for the question. I like your profile picture. It's very Karate Kid reminiscent for me. Cajun Sovereign, what is the best moving average to compare PM prices to? I don't, yeah, personally, I've got other tools that I use. Moving averages are great. I'm not an expert on moving averages. I'd say it depends. Most people like, say, the 100-day, the 50-day, and the 200-day moving averages. They're the main ones. I don't have a preference, and I'm not really into the full-on moving average thing. I just have my Fibonacci, my trend lines, support and resistance, RSI, OBV. I wouldn't stack physical copper, correct. Too bulky and premiums are crazy, ETF only. I would agree with that, yes. Yeah, don't think you're going to stack much copper, would have to be in an ETF. Yeah, okay, so I'm looking at all your stuff that you've already said. Look at that double bottom. We all know who loves a double bottom. Good old Jason Ashworth. Those look like some Madonnas there. Grabbing pennies in the wild. Cool. So that's my opinion on all of that. I would buy silver as the physical precious metal, but I'd highly look into copper through an ETF, something like that. I think it's got a good little ways to go. Cool, particularly the copper miners as well. Let's take a look at Bitcoin and crypto now. We'll take a look at a couple of my favorites as well. I think I mentioned a couple there. I think I mentioned SEI, I mentioned TOSHI, I mentioned GRT. I've taken a little GRT trade, actually, the graph trade. It's still holding up okay at the moment, but we'll take a look at Bitcoin, etc. Let's go to Bitcoin. Shall we? Here is Bitcoin. Here is Bitcoin on the weekly time frame price in USD, 107,000. I still get caught out with that. Ever since we went into triple digits, I still get caught out. 107,260 US dollars. And this section, of course, is brought to you by Stormrake, stormrake.com, your full-service cryptocurrency brokerage. But I'll go into the daily. Actually, let's go to the monthly like we did with gold, silver, and platinum. So here is the monthly time frame for Bitcoin. Now, bear in mind, we're at the very start of a brand new month, and I just think we've just ticked over as well in the last 11 minutes. Yeah, we did. Now we're in July 1st. Okay, we're also at the start of a brand new 6-month period. Now, I should have, and I didn't. I didn't show you the 6-month periods for gold, silver, and platinum, but we won't revisit that. Here it is. Okay, 6-month time frame. We did close quite high. So I like the fact that this wasn't a large spike in the upward direction. So more so buyers were in control more so than sellers. Okay, I do like that. That's positive. If I show you on the monthly time frame, just a little spike. So that's good. Okay, for me, there's nothing saying I'm a little indeterminate at this stage. I'm not going to say 100% we're going this way in this next month or this way in this next month. So we've just opened, so you've got to be very careful. I wouldn't be trading on a day like this. Not on a fresh month and a fresh 6-month time period. Today is not the time to trade, in my opinion. I just at least take the day off. Okay, because things can be a little bit volatile, at least on the monthly and 6-monthly, on the monthly time frame, you can be a little bit volatile, at least for the first couple of days. Okay, but here's the positives. Look at the beautiful positives for Bitcoin. Okay, we are way through and we're above that zag zone that we talked about. And if I show you on the daily time frame, we're above it, and that's good. Let's see, brush, get rid of all of you. Okay, so on the positives, on the relative strength index, we have broken through this downtrend line. Okay, so we are trending upward. We did break through. No, so we're not through that trend line. We are through the zag zone from this high and this low. So we're back through and we've remained above the 0.618. So we're through the zag zone right there and it is holding as support. That's good. It's necessary but not sufficient. Okay. Let's see. We've had a spike here to 108,780 something. We have failed so far to break through that $109,000 area, which I personally needed to see broken and held through because it was the 0.786 Fibonacci and also aligns roughly with this downtrend line as well. And we're actually back down through this downtrend line too. Let's pop into the 4-hour to see if we have any kind of divergences going on. Let's see. Yes, we did. So we had some bearish divergence going on the 4-hour. That's where the momentum was running out. We came up here. We tested this, didn't even get there, and then the momentum was waning. Higher high, but a lower high on the relative strength index. Cool. So that sets up some bearish divergence. We have seen that possibly fully play out. Now we might be going into hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour time frame, potentially. So what do I mean by that? Let me get rid of that for you for the moment. So you can see bearish divergence, higher high, lower high on the relative strength index. But bearish divergence can sometimes turn into hidden bullish divergence if this spike here is a low pivot point. So I don't know if that's the case. So it's only potential at this stage. It is not confirmed. But this is where you have a higher low, but a lower low on the relative strength index. So potential bullish divergence, if this is considered to be the pivot from here. I would say you'd probably confirm that to be true if you can break and hold above there. So that's about 100 and I'm going to call it there. This could be wrong. Other people will have other opinions, and you do you. And that's fine because I'm not a total pro. But I'm going to say over about 107,000. Well, 107,800-ish. If you can break and hold above there, then you can say, okay, that was the pivot. That would confirm for me hidden bullish divergence and then potentially onwards and upwards. But yeah, if we do break down from here, where can we look at? We have to go from. I'll hide all of you. I don't want to get rid of you. I just want to hide you and you. Okay, so then if we are going to tick over, and what you would be seeing here is if you break through here, right here at 106,500, remember that kind of general area we've talked about before, that would be a change of market structure, then be going into a bearish market structure, at least on the 4-hour time frame, then you can expect lower. So watch there, that's the big kicker, 106,350-ish. Okay, you don't want it to break below there. If you do, then you go, okay, so that's the pivot point. And then you take it from this low and this high. And then you go, okay, where's the next expected support range? Isn't that interesting how that lines up exactly with the 0.236? Finally how that all works. Good old Fibonacci. So then you would go, if we're going to break down, then you go, the next expected support range, the zag zone, is anywhere between here and here, which is 104,750 and anywhere down to 102,300. So I don't know. This could be hidden bullish divergence and we move onwards and upwards. But if we break down through there, watch out for here and here. You don't want to go any lower than about 102,300. Okay. Anywhere in here, fine. Normal moves, onwards and upwards we go. Great. So I'm kind of indeterminate at the moment because we haven't broken through that downtrend line. Sorry. On the daily, we haven't broken through that downtrend line, which we had before. That one, until we're at least above there, that 109-ish thousand, then I can't say a new all-time high for Bitcoin is coming. That's it. Cool. So indeterminate, 50-50 on the fence for you. Sorry to be that guy, but I am that guy today. Don't trade today. Not a good day to trade. Let's take a look at others, the altcoin market minus the top 10. This is on the daily time frame. And I'll get rid of a few things just so you can see it a little better. Once again, you are watching Good Morning Stackers, live on Tuesdays and Thursdays and all the stuff in between where we talk about gold, silver, precious metals, Bitcoin, crypto, and anything asset-wise, stocks, you name it. We'll talk about it. Others had that move and we found resistance for a second time at the bottom end of the zag zone. Okay, so the bottom end of the expected resistance range. That's not preferable. Okay, what we really wanted to do is when we made that higher high, we preferably wanted to come up and test here at 250 billion. Okay, doesn't mean we're not going to do it, but I just don't like the fact that this was on the daily. We had that couple of spikes, and look, what do we say here at Good Morning Stackers? Spikes mean SHIT. Usually it's where things close at, which is more important. So we had a spike above, close below both times. Okay, well, closed below and then opened, and now we're below. Cool, so we at least have to get back above 238 billion. We've got to get it back above there, close above there, and then snake our way to this downtrend line, which I think will probably line up somewhere with that 0.5 Fibonacci, trapped money right here. And that's at the 250 billion, which, as you know, if you've been following me, 250 billion is the kicker for me. If you can break through 250 billion, hold through there, I'm going to get back into crypto in a decent way. I would watch it until we got to 260 billion, and then when it cracks through there, does that, then it's just go time for a bit more. Okay, but very cautious with crypto until 250. Okay, just got to watch it. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. And let's do some individual things, which I'm looking at. Something I'm in at the moment. I'm actually doing the trading. I'm doing a trading competition at the moment. I'm failing miserably with the Mastering the Markets. And I'll tell you right now, Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. If you want to be a better investor, go to Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. They are one of my amazing brand sponsors. You can do their 10-week foundational course, or you can also do their year-long comprehensive, which I am planning on doing, starting very, very soon. Okay, their year-long comprehensive too. But what they have is an academy, the Mastering Markets Academy. Okay, now you can join this for free. There is a free version, which you'll get their publicly listed stuff that they'll post it other social media, all that kind of stuff. But if you pay for their subscription, of which I get complimentary because they sponsor the show, and I give, what's the word? Promotional consideration too. You pay for it normally, but you get their educator calls. There's a Bybit competition on at the moment. Actually, I think as a member of the public, you can join that. I think. And so I've got a couple of positions open. One position open on crypto, and it's GRT. Now I'm actually down on it, so no good just yet, but I have an open position on GRT The Graph. It's one of my favorite cryptos, which I will be back in when the time presents itself. But let me let you know why I chose GRT for this Bybit competition. I got in, I think it was day before or yesterday. Cool. Let me show you. This is on the daily time frame, priced in USD, 8.45 cents. So what I had liked was the fact that you'd broken up through this range right here. You'd broken up through 8.5 cents. So we broke back up through here. So I took a position. So far, we are back down below it, but I also liked that we had broken through and we have held so far. So it had confirmed in two ways. It confirmed it for me breaking here, okay? It broke there, and then I looked at the BTC, the Bitcoin pairing, and I went, oh, wow. It broke the downtrend line. Okay, so now it's broken through, broke market structure. Is it coming back to test the downtrend line? And is it onwards and upwards from here? So I like the fact that it broke here. My alert went off and I went, oh, GRT. Am I back in the game for GRT? Check the fiat dollar price. It had broken that level. Check the BTC pairing. It had broken that level. I like the fact that it had broken out of this downtrend line, the decline. Now we're just coming back to retest it. It just needs to remain above there. And so far, it has actually been respecting it. Pretty much, if it gets back up through, I'd say here, I think, preferably. You can say there if you want. Here or here, I think that's still looking good for GRT. Okay, so I'm in GRT at the moment, and I will manage it, and I'll take a stop loss if I need to take a stop loss. And you take your lumps, and that is what it is. So that's one I am currently in. I'm not in crypto in a big way. I'm still waiting for those major levels on the others market cap that I told you about, 250 billion in particular. I really want to see crossed and held. But I've taken a small Bybit trading competition nibble at GRT The Graph. Another one that I will look at getting into if it presents itself that I should is SEI. So here is SI or SAY. I don't know how you're pronouncing it, and I don't really care. SAY on the daily time frame, price in USD, $28.75. We had that inverse head and shoulders move. It broke the neckline right there, and then once it broke the neckline, we had that great move to 33 cents. It is so far respecting is that the 0.236? Yeah, 0.236, and respecting this level right here of that 27.5 cent level. We are a little bit overvalued on the daily time frame. If we go into the 4 hour, is there anything telling me? Ooh, okay. On the 4 hour time frame, it's not. I wouldn't say that's confirmed yet because you can't say that that's the pivot, but you would say potential. If that's the low. So it's only potential, okay? So I'm not saying it is, right? But I would say if you cross over here, that's looking good. I reckon if you do that, some people would go, no, Joe. It's actually if you break that decline. Sorry, let me do that instead. I'll do that for you on the 4 hour. Okay, I'll give it to you there. There's that. But no, I'm going to stick with what I stick with. I'm going to say if you cross over here, that's going to be the pivot point. So then you could say it's a higher low on the fiat dollar price, then an equaling or lower low on the relative strength index, which then forms a hidden bullish divergence. So it's potential at the moment. If you cross through 30 cents, I would say, well, that's definitely the pivot there because that's gone up high enough to say, well, that's pivoting there. And that crosses through that little previous area of resistance. So, yeah, I would say that. Other people watching who are better at this than I am might say, no, you've got to look out for different levels, but I'm going to stick with that. Cross through 30 cents, then you can say that that's confirmed hidden bullish divergence, and then potential onwards and upwards we go. On the daily time frame, I've had drawn in previously that my next expected resistance zone is anywhere between 36 cents to 50 cents. Okay, once you get through 50 cents, then we'll talk about new potential all-time highs for SEI. So that's one I am looking at. I will get in if it presents itself on the daily. Yeah, just looking a little bit overheated at the moment. So maybe it needs a little time to chill. But that is SEI. And of course, I love it. And I will get back in when it presents itself, which is TOSHI. Here is TOSHI on the daily time frame, priced in USD. It's the meme coin of meme coins. It's the meme coin of Coinbase. Okay, a meme coin of base chain. Okay, they listed it on Coinbase all the way back here. It's had a decent consolidation back down. You can see potential. Oh, I just noticed this. Is that potential hidden bullish divergence? Am I incorrect on this? Is that looks like a pivot at this stage if it remains above? Lower, higher low and equal or lower low? Let's see. Oh, I'd say that's pretty divergent to me. So here's a potential hidden bullish divergence over the longer term on TOSHI. You also have, and I think I may have pointed this out before, you have this point right here, which technically is a higher low, and technically that's a lower low. So you maybe have two potential hidden bullish divergences for TOSHI. It could be setting up right now quite nicely. You need to see it break and hold. Right here for me is at 0.005. Okay, get back up into that zone right here. Then you'll say that's a change of market structure through there. Get through there. That's the trapped money right here as well. So if you can break and hold here, then you say, okay, the buyers are stepping in again here. Okay, that's a really good sign. So buyers were stepping in here. Then you've got this little thing here. You say, oh, is that a pretty large liquidity grab? Okay, and if the buyers step in back in here and then you start remaining above here, you go, oh, shoot. The buyers are stepping in here again off of hidden bullish divergence, potentially off two major levels. Then onwards and upwards we can potentially go. And of course for TOSHI, I need to get through this zone here. It's the next expected resistance zone. That's anywhere between 0006 to 00075. And of course, if you can break through 00075, you're looking good for a bit more of a pumpy pump. In my humble, non-financial advice opinion, that is TOSHI as well. It's kind of the main crypto I wanted to talk about. Do we have any quick requests before I must get out of here? Final comments, etc. Get your comments in right now. Oh, I did this all on that one, didn't I? Oh, there you go. Anyway, speaking of crypto, if you want to buy crypto, now is your chance to do so. And if you don't want to do it yourself because you've never bought crypto before, you're not as, or you just don't want to do it yourself, you've got too much to do, you're a busy person, you want someone to do it for you. Well, I highly recommend Stormrake, stormrake.com. Why? They're a full-service cryptocurrency brokerage. They're based in Australia. They are also they also service the US as well, as far as I'm aware. So it's like, again, it's like calling a stockbroker in the 80s. You would just call them and say, hey, what's good at the moment? You can just call or email your dedicated broker at stormrake.com. You'll get a dedicated one and say, hey, man, hey, Dave, what's looking good this week? And they go, oh, well, look, this has been going up, this has been going down, da, 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 da. Or you just say, hey, I really want to buy Bitcoin, don't want to do it myself, just give me $10,000 of Bitcoin. And they just go, great, leave it with me. They get the best price available for you on the markets. They buy, sell, and swap crypto with access to the best available pricing. No hidden fees, no surprises. Now, no hidden fees. Of course, they're going to charge you a fee because they're in business to make some money. So they charge a 3%. And actually, technically, as of July 1st, that's gone up. And I actually don't know what that's gone up to. It might be 3 point something. But they charge, let's say it's 3 point something percent right now. Before yesterday, they were charging 3%. Now it's 3 point something percent, I think. And that's if you sign up through their website. However, if you sign up with me, because they are sponsoring the show, if you sign up with me with this link below, I'll put the link somewhere, or you can just type it in the address bar of your favorite internet browser, you get 33% off their normal brokerage fee. So that'll be 2 point something percent instead of 3 point something percent. That's a huge difference, okay? 33%, and it's for the lifetime of your account. And my understanding is you've also locked it in, okay? So if in another 6 months' time or a year's time they increase their brokerage fees again, no, you've locked it in because you've signed up with my account, okay? If you just sign up with their normal one, okay, you'll keep getting the price increases. But if you sign up with my link, again, you've locked in 2 point something percent right now. Many people I've heard took advantage of signing up before July 1st, and they've actually locked in 2% fees for lifetime of the account. Now it'll be 2 point something percent. but get in now rather than the next time that they up their fees, which they might do later on down the track. Stormrake.com. I actually spoke to Bisha on the channel. He highly believes, and this is not just, it's not a marketing ploy, he believes $200,000 Bitcoin in 2025 is still doable, and he gave his cases as to why. So check out my channel and you can see that video on there. Stormrake.com. Do sign up with my link. You'd be really dumb not to. Cool. Final comments and we shall get out of here unless we have some chart requests as well. Let's see. Thanks, Joe. Says, got to run. Have a great... people got to go. I get it. It's come up to that hour mark. I probably have to run too. Yeah, my funky people. Well, I think that's it for me. Ladies and gentlemen, you have watched Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main. You'll get another live show on Thursday. And in between, you'll get price updates of your favorite precious metals, your crypto, your stocks, whatever it is. Send me an email. Oh, I can't show that screen. No. So send me an email, though. It's gmstackers@gmail.com, gmstackers@gmail.com, or just put a comment below somewhere on social media for a stock, a crypto, or whatever, something that you want me to have a look at. Okay, and I'll do that from a technical perspective. Cool. Grab your tasty beverages, and we will dance it out, because that's what we do at the end of the show. You get to synchronize slurp and dance at the same time. Come on, man. Who doesn't love that? Because, ladies and gentlemen, you have watched.
Good morning, Stack. Oh, yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, Stack. It's podcast time.
Grab it.
Grab a tasty beverage. Let's get in the groove.
Let's do that.
Synchronized
3, 2, 1, go. Slurp
Now we're on the move.
Good work, party people. Love it. Stay safe, stay informed. Keep stacking whatever you're stacking. See you on the live show on Thursday, and see my stuff tomorrow too. Have a great day. Bye.